friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this solely to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of natural gas futures in different time frames. So friends, here you can see a daily chart of natural gas futures. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures tested the highs of $3. Yes, this is a psychological resistance for natural gas futures and ultimately found a steep reversal from here and tested the level of $2.806, and since then the natural gas futures have been sustaining above the levels of $2.8. Here I find that the natural gas futures have been sustaining above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud. Friends, let me zoom this for you. So here you can see that how the natural gas futures tested the levels of $3 and found a steep reversal from these levels, and since then the natural gas futures have been sustaining above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud. Here I find that a breakout above the levels of $2.892 till the weekly closing will see the natural gas futures to move once again towards the level of $3. So here I'm expecting the movements of natural gas futures. What we have seen here during the third week of October 2020, the natural gas futures behaved in the same manner when the natural gas futures started to move upward from the same levels. Here you can see that how the natural gas futures behaved above the levels of $2.812 during the third week of October. Here I expect that the natural gas could repeat these moves during the upcoming week. Here I find that if the natural gas futures sustain above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud till this weekly closing, we'll see the natural gas futures could try to test the upper end of this zone. Friends, here I would like to show you one more interesting thing in a daily time frame, that here I find that the natural gas futures have been maintaining an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Friends, here I find that the upcoming inventory levels on this Thursday could keep this bullish trend intact till the weekly closing, and there is no doubt that if the natural gas futures maintain above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud, we'll see the natural gas futures to remain in bullish trend during the upcoming week, where the natural gas futures could test new highs due to a massive storm coming to the northeastern part of the United States, which could drive up the demand. But here I find that despite the oversupply issue in natural gas, we could continue to see exertion of selling pressure till the natural gas futures maintain above the levels of $3.166. The selling pressure could continue to exert here. So friends, here I find that the immediate resistance for the natural gas futures will be at the levels of $3 once again, and the second resistance will be at the levels of $3.107. Here I find that a breakout above the levels of $3.166 could keep this uptrend intact, where the natural gas futures could test the levels of $3.388 during the upcoming weeks. So friends, here I find that the natural gas futures could complete this inverse head and shoulder pattern what we have seen here during the past few weeks, where you can see that how the natural gas futures finally tested the lows of $2.254 on December 28th, and since then we have seen once again this shoulder has been formed, and here I find that shortly we will see the completion of this inverse head and shoulder pattern if the natural gas futures sustain above the levels of $3. Therefore I find that the natural gas futures will definitely test the new highs above the levels of $3.4 before the mid of this month. But on the other hand, I find that if the natural gas futures are not able to defend the immediate support of the 2.797, we'll see the natural gas futures could test the immediate support of the 2.749, and the next support will be at the levels of the 2.7, and the final support will be at the lower end of Ichimoku cloud, which is at the levels of the 2.572, where the natural gas futures could find a bounce back from these levels. So now let us check this move in an hourly time frame. So friends, in an hourly time frame, here you can see that how the natural gas futures have been maintaining an uptrend in an hourly time frame. Here I find that the natural gas futures are trying to cross this immediate resistance resistance where I find that a breakout above the levels of $2.891 will keep this uptrend intact where the natural gas futures could try to test the levels of $3 on Thursday. So here I find that the natural gas futures look ready to break this immediate resistance, and if the natural gas futures sustain above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud on Thursday, we'll see the natural gas futures could try to test the levels of $3 once again after the announcement of incoming inventory, which could be in favor of bulls. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.